They called it medicine. They called it protection. They called it justice. But long before gunfire, before missiles crossed oceans, before cities could be erased by a button, humanity had something quieter, a drop, a grain, a breath you never noticed entering your lungs. Poison doesn't roar, it doesn't warn, it doesn't chase you down the street, it waits, it hides in cups handed to you by friends, in air drifting lazily through train doors, in powders that look like sugar, in liquids that shine like water. You swallow it believing you are safe, and then slowly your body begins to rebel. Muscles tighten without permission. Your heart stutters like it has forgotten the beat. Your lungs panic. Your mind understands something is wrong, but not what. And somewhere nearby, someone already knows. Someone already left. These are the deadliest poisons ever used. Cyanide. If death had a smell, some say it would be almonds. Bitter, sweet, strange. But here's the trick. Not everyone can smell it. For many people, cyanide arrives without warning. You drink, you breathe, you continue the conversation, and then your legs weaken, your chest tightens, your thoughts blur. Cyanide is cruel in a very specific way. Oxygen is everywhere. Your lungs are pulling it in. Your blood is carrying it. But your cells cannot use it. It shuts down the body's power plants. Inside, you are suffocating in the middle of fresh air. Victims often look confused at first. Why can't I breathe? Why is the room spinning? Why is everyone else fine? Spies carried it in glass capsules hidden in rings and teeth. A bite, a crack, a decision made in less than a second. Better to die on your own terms than talk. During the 20th century, cyanide industrialized death. Factories turned into execution halls, rooms sealed, pellets dropped. People waited for something they couldn't fight. Some prayed, some screamed, some went quiet. And within minutes, silence won. Cyanide was efficient, reliable, brutal, but the world was not finished inventing worse things. Because what if a poison didn't just kill people? What if it poisoned the ground itself? Mustard gas. The soldiers saw the cloud before they understood it. Yellow, low, crawling across the battlefield like it was alive. At first some thought it was smoke. Then came the burning. Eyes felt packed with sand. Skin prickled. Breathing turned to knives. Mustard gas did not always kill immediately. Sometimes it gave you time to realize exactly what was happening. Blisters rose across bodies, huge, wet, painful beyond language. Inside the lungs, tissue peeled away. Men coughed blood, fragments, prayers. Medics were helpless. And even if you survived the day, you were never safe. The poison stayed in uniforms, in boots, on the earth. Hours later, a man might wipe sweat from his face and doom himself. Battlefields became contaminated memories. War did not end when gunfire stopped. It lingered. It waited. It poisoned tomorrow. And the generals learned something terrifying. Chemistry could reshape the meaning of survival, but scientists kept searching because mustard gas was messy. They wanted something faster, cleaner, precise. They found it. Sarin, Tokyo, morning, the ordinary rhythm of a city waking up. Shoes tapping platforms, announcements echoing. People thinking about work, school, errands. Nothing unusual until vision begins to shrink like the world is closing in. Pupils tighten to pinpoints. Sweat forms instantly. Breathing becomes a battle fought inside the chest. Sarin is invisible. No smoke, no dramatic explosion, just collapse. It attacks the nervous system, forcing muscles to fire again and again and again. and they never relax. Hands claw at throats. Bodies tremble violently. Some victims fell before they understood. Others tried to walk and discovered their legs no longer listened. 13 people died. Thousands were injured. Hospitals flooded with confusion. What happened? What was it? How do we stop it? The answer was terrifying. A small amount, carried by hand, released without warning. If this kind of history grips you, the moments where normal life breaks without permission, subscribe, because the next poison is even quieter. It hides in something you might walk past every day. Ricin. It grows naturally. No secret lab required. Castor beans, decorative plants, harmless to look at. But inside is machinery designed for devastation. Ricin works slowly, which makes it terrifying. It invades cells and shuts down their ability to function. One by one, systems begin to fail. There is no dramatic instant, just deterioration. In 1978, Georgy Markov walked across a bridge in London. He felt a sharp poke in his leg. He turned. A stranger apologized for bumping into him. That was it. Hours later, fever, pain, weakness. Days later, death. Inside him, doctors found a microscopic pellet, engineered, delivered with elegance, an umbrella. Polite murder, international, cold. It proved something chilling. You didn't need armies, you didn't need chaos, you needed proximity and patience. But patience disappears when fear spreads. The next poison turned suspicion into epidemic. Thallium, they called it inheritance powder, because families used it on families. It had no taste, no smell, and for years doctors didn't know how to detect it. At first, victims complained of stomach pain, maybe food poisoning, maybe stress. Then came the hair, falling out in handfuls, drains filled, pillows covered, panic rising, nerves ignited with burning sensations. Feet felt on fire, hands trembled, hallucinations arrived. By the time authorities realized what they were dealing with, trust was already dead. Who served the meal? Who poured the drink? Who benefits? Thallium didn't just destroy bodies, it destroyed relationships. Dinner tables became crime scenes, love turned forensic. Eventually, many nations banned it. Too dangerous, too easy. But some poisons were built not for kitchens, but for geopolitics. VX, a scientist's nightmare, thick, oily, persistent. A droplet can end a life. Touch becomes fatal. The body reacts violently. Sweat floods, vision blurs, muscles seize, the heart spirals. In 2017, a man walked through an airport believing he was safe. Two women approached. They wiped his face playfully. He laughed at first, then he panicked. Within hours, he was dead. Cameras recorded everything. An assassination in plain sight. Governments denied involvement. Experts whispered certainty. VX had crossed borders. In daylight, without fear. If you want more stories where power moves silently through chemistry, subscribe, because The Last Poison carries a message long after the victim is gone. Polonium-210. Radiation is different. You can't feel it. You can't taste it. But inside it becomes relentless. In 2006, Alexander Litvinenko drank tea. A simple meeting. A simple cup. Soon he was vomiting. Weak. Terrified. Doctors searched desperately for answers. They found them too late. Polonium. Rare. Nuclear. Unmistakable. His body deteriorated publicly. Hair gone. Organs collapsing. He accused his enemies before dying. The poison had become a headline, a warning, a demonstration, and contamination trails stretched across the city. Airplanes, hotels, restaurants, death that left footprints of atoms. Here is the pattern. Poison never shouts. It infiltrates, it uses trust, routine, habit. It waits for someone to lower their guard, and then it rewrites everything. If stories like this make you look twice at the ordinary world, subscribe. Because history is full of moments where science promised safety and delivered terror. Somewhere right now, experiments continue. New compounds, new thresholds, new ideas. Every generation believes it controls what it creates. Every generation is eventually proven wrong, because poison has patience, and patience usually wins.